Welcome back. I come bearing Bunny, as per usual. Well, as per
and
usual.
Baby.
I mean, it's the second time we've done Silent Hill, so it's not as per usual. It's as per Bunny Yule. And I have...
Oh, where's your dummy?
The chainsaw now. It was on there, so... Oh, it's there.
Okay.
Yeah. Not going to be using firearms in this game anymore, because I have...
A chainsaw.
The chainsaw. Ho, 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 I have a chainsaw. Yeesh. Recording this right at the last minute because I've been ill as my balls.
Yeah.
And
there's some weird flu.
Yeah, I don't know if I've actually had flu.
It's something.
Or if it's just a cold, but it's been kicking my ass these last few days, that's for sure. I might actually stick with the Hyper Blaster for now, just so that I can shoot those bitches. That are very butch-like? They're very butch-like, yeesh. I know what I'm talking about. Words and stuff. I've been wanting to do this all week, I just haven't had the energy for it. Especially not with going out these last few days. I mean, we were out today, but that was fine. Then again, it did kind of wear me out a little bit, but I'm okay now. Get inside. Right, now usually, if I wasn't playing it on the next fear, I'd come in here and there'd be like a can. There it is. It's still there. Fair enough. A can of petrol. Yes. You use that to activate the rock drill or the thingy bob. The what's it that I'm using right now? What's it called? Chainsaw. After you've filled it up though on the next playthrough, it'll be there. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that last time. That's why I was able to pick up the thingy bob this time. So after on your third playthrough, you'll have them both usable. You just have to get to this point and then you pick them up. I prefer the rock drill's okay, but the chainsaw's great because you can just hold it out in front of you, and enemies will just walk into it and die. It's amazing. Ooh, ammunition. Why is he doing the jump backwards? I was holding the thingy bob, but oh yeah, for some reason.
I think we've talked about this before, but what would your Silent Hill look like again?
The Silent Hill itself doesn't change. It's the monsters
the
and
monsters
the things.
In your that's what
I don't know. They probably look like more amorphous people shapes. I don't think I have any particular issues with sexual repression or anything like that, so the nurses probably wouldn't be there. Silent Hill probably wouldn't try and take me to the school. Children, I think, would feature quite prominently because I'm very anxious about the health of my babies. So rather than the elementary school, it's more likely I think that Silent Hill might take me to a secondary school. Adolescents more than children. Although Nzombibi is Nzombibi, so maybe I'd go there as well. But I think they just look more like generally people-esque, faceless, like the faceless masses, as they say. This is my biggest problem is with people, but the likelihood of me going to Silent Hill, because usually it's something to do with unresolved trauma, not just a general sense of not being right in the world. It's people who've suffered like horrendous abuse as a child or suffering from post-traumatic stress, that kind of thing. Like in James's case, he was really fucked up about the fact that his wife had suffered from a degenerative disease and had wasted away into nothingness. Oh, there's the rock drill. Harry, wasn't Harry. It's not Harry's Silent Hill. It's Cheryl, going back as a lesser. So the monsters aren't really geared towards him. They're geared more towards her. The pterodactyl looking things, because kids like dinosaurs. The kids are representative of the kids that abused her as a child. That kind of thing. Silent Hill 3 again is about Cheryl going back now as now regrown again into a young woman. So there are a lot of sexual undertones there as well about the way that girls tend to be sexualized because she's becoming an adult and all that. Silent Hill 4 was about somebody who was trapped in his room, but again, it was more somebody else. He'd just been sort of sucked into it.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't really the one who was there.
He wasn't really the one who was there?
Yeah, it wasn't his Silent Hill. He was just sucked into it by somebody else because he lived in a building. He lived in the same room as a previous person had been, and that person had become deranged and started to think of the room itself as being his actual mother.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't live in there. He was born there, and then he had to leave for some reason. They kept saying he could go see his mother, who lived in that room, but it was never properly explained to him. So he started to think of the room itself being his mother. Ow! 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 Damn it! Sudden pain in my intestines. Ow! So realistically, when you think about it, the only one that's actually been about the psyche of the person that's there in the main series properly is in Silent Hill 2. The rest of them have been more about Alessa. God damn it, it's coming back again. There've been more her unresolved trauma and the fact that she was abused by both adults and children, possibly sexually, certainly physically and emotionally. You can get in here, I'm sure you can. There we go. And the fact that she was then murdered. So, that tends to mess people up a little bit, being murdered and stuff, especially when they sort of survive afterwards. You know what I mean? Even though they're actually dead. Her soul survived, so... I mean, they sort of went back more towards the idea of it being a personalised hell in Homecoming, which was wank, and Downpour, which actually wasn't that bad. There's something on it. Product only available in selected areas of Silent Hill. Raw material is White Claudia, a plant peculiar to the region. Manufactured here. A dealer equals manufacturer. So, yeah. Thinking about it, it is possible that I could be dragged into Silent Hill. But it'd probably end up being more like something what happened in Silent Hill 4, where I'd be trapped within a room, Because I suppose my biggest trauma isn't so much people, it's isolation. Although I'm fairly comfortable with it, the thing is I'm in a position where I can leave if I want to. I don't know. Sorry about that. I'll just read this. Coroner seals called. Officer Gucci is unlikely to be murdered. Okay. Oh, to have been murdered, right, I get it. He apparently died naturally, but medical records show Officer Gucci had no prior symptoms of heart disease. Yeah, it's just flavour text at this point, I think. I don't remember anything about an Officer Gucci. Yeah, I think for me Silent Hill would be more about the enforced isolation, because it's... Wait, is that Jerry Dial on the right there? Michael Garibaldi?
I don't know.
That's a look of him. That was what Silent Hill 4 was a lot about. It's the fact that he was chained into his room, he couldn't leave. Because it's all well and good me saying that I like my isolation, which is absolutely correct, I do. But I can leave for the most part. Physically, I'm able to leave whenever I want. If I was completely unable to leave, that was completely taken away from me, and it wasn't just the psychological aspect, which is bad enough on its own, then yeah, Silent Hill would probably be something more like that for me. Or the opposite, never being able to go inside, constantly being outside, seeing the literally faceless masses, the unwashed masses, people without faces. Because I don't tend to... I'm a bit like the dude in A Silent Voice. I don't see an X over people's faces. I do see their faces, obviously, but they all sort of blur together for me. In a way. Because just people, I don't see individuals so much as I see people. or when I'm talking to one person, I tend to fixate on that person if I'm actually paying attention. Otherwise, I try not to pay attention to them at all. So maybe I'd hear whispering voices, people talking. What do you think you'd see in Silent Hill?
I don't know what exactly I would see, but probably some sort of manifestation of like abandonment trauma or something like that. Because like that was like a common nightmare I had when I was a kid.
So you think you'd be left more on your own and there'd just be nothing there?
Probably. But I can hear like maybe voices or shadows of
constantly seeing people moving in the distance, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be quite traumatizing. I should just go
or
straight
also
for the hospital,
much
shouldn't
like
I?
Perpetual high school. Probably.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was back in school.
Yeah, pretty much. High school was not so great for me.
High school was a fucking
So
meat
yeah,
grinder.
my Silent Hill would probably be high school. So.
I'm telling you, the next time somebody tells me that your school years are the best years of your life, especially high school, I am going to cock slap them with a fucking chainsaw. As in, I will turn my cock into a chainsaw and slap them with it. Not slap them in the cock with a chainsaw. I fucking despise school.
Unfortunately, Nozomi's gonna have to go to school.
Yeah. Oh, which one is it? It's this one, isn't it?
Homeschool is not really a thing here in the UK.
No, it isn't. Doge? Hello? Doges? Alright, thank you.
Yeah, he kind of snuck in behind.
God damn it, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Oh.
Well then.
Maybe.
I did a great job here.
Maybe the laser gun might have been a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe I should be using the gun after all. Silly senpai. Well, that was 8 minutes of wandering around that's now going to be repeated. Yep, I'll do it faster this time.
Minus the excruciating intestine pain.
Yeesh. I might skip some of the items because I don't desperately need them. Right. Fine. Let's go back to the sniff. Ugh. Just to prove me wrong, Doja's like, you can't kill me, bitches. Yeah, dead bitches. Come on, load, you snunk. I don't know what a snunk is, but load anyway. Yes. Yeah, I'll just go straight to the hospital this time. I mean, I'll get this thing first. Are you trying to munch my nose? Yes. Just my nose. He didn't want any other part of me. Just my nose. Yes. I should have saved it at the police station, like a sensible person. But that would require me being a sensible person, and we all know that's not going to happen. Because I am. Yes. Are you a bunny?
Yes.
Is she a bibba?
Yes.
Is she a kiwi?
Yeah.
Get away from me, you swank!
I get really bitter about like people who reminisce about high school and saying it was like the best years of their lives or some shit. And I just want them to shut up.
Yeah. The only real problem I have with it is people who can't accept that just because it was great for them doesn't mean it was great for me. What about all those great times you had with your friends? It's like, what fucking friends? Huh? The best times I had in high school were when I wasn't there. So the best times I had during my high school years were the times when I wasn't in the bloody school. When I was visiting friends at weekends.
Like people who deny your experience. Kind of in that
so
bad.
Yeah, I can understand people in The Guardian who feel like their experiences are being denied. The difference is, then we're not telling you that your experience is wrong. We're telling you that your experience is not applied universally. That pisses me off because that's denying experiences by saying that this one experience is what happened, therefore nothing else that happens is accurate. That's actually denying what people have been through. Yes. The machinery is running. Do you want to press the switch? Yes. Press the button. High school sucks. It sucks all the dicks.
Well, it sucked
And not
for
in a good
us.
way.
I'm sure it was great for some people.
Yeah, the experience might have been great. High school still sucks. It can be a great experience, but the institution itself still sucks balls.
Well, I accept parallel realities.
What about parallelograms?
Those exist too.
What about vagina? Pretty sure we know that vagina exists, considering you have a bibby that came out of one. Yours specifically.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were about to say something?
Well, I was saying, speaking of parallel realities, like, people, like, when it comes to things like abuse, sometimes people can't grasp, like, oh, how could she be abused? Like, her father picks her up from school and makes her breakfast, and it's like...
So?
Yeah. So, you think someone who abuses a child...
Does it 24/7?
Yeah.
And all they ever do is, like, beat them mercilessly?
I mean, there are people like that, of
yeah,
course.
absolutely.
You see them in the news, but...
And for some reason, they're left alone for years. But somebody who's like, it'll turn to your child and say, oh, you're so silly. Suddenly you're like public enemy number one, you're the worst person that's ever lived, and you're gonna be like a bitch. It's weird. Anyway. Yeesh. Point is, yeesh.
So, people can see the world one way, and then you can see the world another way. So, I think in a sense, that's a parallel reality or an alternate reality.
Alternate interpretation of it, maybe, but not a distinct reality itself.
But so many people...
Oh, sorry, I'm denying your experiences now, aren't I? Denied, Bunny.
Yeah.
Get away from me, monkey vagina
What is that?
thing. It's some kind of weird monkey creature.
Yeah.
Monk creature.
So, is she afraid of monkeys as well?
Not necessarily afraid of monkeys. Kids tend to like animals, so...
So shouldn't it be a friendly monster? Like
well,
those
no, because everything here is
shadows?
twisted and in my ass.
Well, those baby shadows are kawaii.
Yeah, they're about the only thing. Oh, can I get into the post office, actually? I know you go up on the roof of the post office for one of the boss fights there. But can you go inside the post office? I half remember being able to. No, I guess not. Okie dokes, let's go straight to the hospital this time. Or not. Get away from me, sning. I don't know what a sning is, but it's a sning now. Go for it, it's a sning. Ha! Get dead! Get dead! In the death. Ha!
You know
Definitely
that flying thing could still follow you.
Nope, because I've gone to the next room, it despawned it.
Oh, okay. But, like, if this was real...
In the real world, yeah, it would be able to, but thankfully in the world of video games, they despawn because you went to a new area. Loading screens and stuff. Right. Now I'm going back to this, because now I'm inside, and now it's nurses and stuff, so I'm pretty sure. And they just walk straight into it.
So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that doesn't mean the nurses and stuff are going to turn up straight away. Are they in the hospital the first time you go through? I actually don't remember. Nurse women's.